Hello, my dear loved ones. I'm here to serve you again. Thank you so much for being patient. Now, some of us here subscribe and unsubscribe, subscribe and it's your right, I know, but let me thank all of those who are still here. I mean, all those who have not unsubscribed. May God bless you. Thank you so much. Now, today I'll be talking about how to be free to your partner, and also why your partner is not free with you. Now, have you ever experienced a situation or heard of a situation whereby you have your lover, you love each other, but then your lover is not free with you? By that I mean there are some things that your lover cannot do in your presence. Well, she tells you, I love you, honey, I love you, baby. He tells you too, I love you, baby, I love you, honey. But there are some things that you cannot do in her presence, in his presence. He cannot do in your presence. She cannot do in your presence. Now, let me first of all talk about some of the things that your partner cannot do in your presence. For example, picture a situation or a moment whereby both of you are watching a cool movie, you're both happy, it's a cool one, it's really getting on, you're close to each other, she is lying, in your chest, maybe putting her head on your shoulders. Then a time comes, when she feels pressed, like she wanna fart, or he wanna fart, but he cannot do that in your presence. Why? Simply because he or she is not free with you or free to you. She is not free with you. Certain things, certain situations come up whereby there's something you want to do, but the fact that you are afraid, like you think, how is it going to take me? How will she take me if I do this? I do that. Now, one of those scenarios or situations is whereby you are watching that movie, cool movie, or together and all that, but then you feel pressed. You want to release that. You want to fart. You want to release that gas, but you can't because you've got thoughts. How is it going to take you? How will she take you? Will she never respect you? She'll never do that and all that. Hey, all right. Now, another scenario is whereby, you ask your partner to go take a shower with you. Oh my God. I know many of you have gone through this kind of situation and know that experience and all that. You tell your partner, hello, baby, can we take a shower together? And she's like, no, how about you go first? How about you go first? After you, or you tell him to go have a shower, take a shower together, and he's like, how about I, come after you? But babe, yeah, I know, don't worry, after you. It's okay, it's all right. After you. Now, that scenario also happens, like you want to take a shower, with your partner, have that beautiful moment, but then he's like, no, after you. Or she's like, after you, because she is not used to you. Okay. The other scenario is, walking around the street or around your hood. If your partner is not free with you, trust me, he or she is not gonna walk with you. Like you won't even hold hands. Have you ever seen a situation or some people, some lovers walking, but the other person is in front of the other? Let's say a meter, 2 meters in front. They are lovers walking together, but then one of them is in front of the other. Oh my God. Picture that. Now the other one is, you know, sweet lovers. It's time for you to, go to bed, have that little bedroom fun and all that. You've done your thing, there you were. And then she's like, babe, yeah, aren't you forgetting something? What? Aren't you forgetting something? What? The lights, babe. Oh, yeah, the lights. Yeah, the lights. Better be off. So I'm gonna switch off the lights and then you can be free. Okay, okay, okay. Now, meaning that she cannot do anything with you with the lights own. She can't. Why? Because she is not free with you. Or he can't do anything. He can't allow you to see any of his body parts while the lights are on. Or she can't even allow you to see any part, be it the boobs, be it whatever. You won't see a thing as long as the lights are still on. And also, some people actually don't want to be touched. Like, she asks you, babe, can I touch you? Like, oh, no. Can I touch? Oh, hey, hey, no. And you're lovers, really, partners that love each other, but then you are not free. You've got boundaries. There are some things that each of you cannot do in the presence of the other. Now, speaking of that, ask yourself, she loves me, he loves me, but she can't let me be free with her. She can't let me be free with her body. He can't let me be free. Picture a situation whereby you're all free to each other. You're watching a movie and you feel like farting. Just let it out. Boof. Yeah. You don't care whether it's going to be smelly or whatever. You can do anything. Yeah, you're a guy, she's in the, like in the living room watching a movie. You are in the bedroom. You come out just like that with nothing on you, with your mister, swinging from west to east, east to west, free like, babe, do you see my, like that? Or you are somewhere, maybe in the sitting room watching a movie, and she comes just, or even from the, the shower. She comes from the shower just like that in her birthday suit, or even you just come out of the shower just like that, babe. Did you see this thing for me and all that? You're trying to ask her for something, whether she saw it for you or not. But you are the way you are. That is fun. It makes you feel like, yes, we are compatible. We are now used to each other. We can do anything as long as we are together. You get what I mean. Picture that. Picture that. You're swinging around the house. Okay, I know many of you say, for the reasons of respect, from my partner, I cannot do that. I cannot walk around the house with my Mr. D swinging from east to west. I cannot walk around the house with my boobs just, jumping up and down, popping, hopping up and down. I know you got that because of respect, because of how you were brought up, because you don't want him to see that, or you want to know how to see that. But many people actually are going through this. Myself, I've ever experienced this, I have ever. You have someone, but then he or she's not free with you. And then you ask yourself, why is this person not free to me, free with me? But we are lovers. Why is it that every time she want to flirt, we are together, she has to excuse herself? How come that she can never walk around the house while she is the way she was born? How come that she can never pop out the shower room, just come to me, talk to me just like that? How come she cannot have sex with me with the lights on? How come she can't let me touch some of the body parts? How come he cannot let me touch some of his body parts? Now, if you have had such questions, then there is one answer I can give, one general answer I can give. They all behave the way they do depending on how they were brought up. I repeat, your partner behaves the way he does, the way she does, simply because of the environment, the kind of environment in which she was brought up. For example, picture a situation whereby this girl was always alone in her room alone. She does whatever she does by herself. She is not used to being around anybody. Now, just ask yourself, how is she going to be free with you? Yet she was brought up in that kind of environment whereby she was all by herself. He was all by himself in his own room. That privacy, that much privacy that she was used to, or he was used to. Now, if picture a guy who's grown up in, let's say, an environment whereby They share a room, like three guys use one room. They used to each other. Just these guys are gonna be so open, free. Like maybe if it's a shower, just out of the shower, just like that, without any fear, with the Mr. D swinging from east to west and all that. Picture her. Let's say she once lived with maybe her sisters in one room, let's say five sisters, three girls, or even in a cubicles, at campus in university, whereby they used to share. You share cubicles, you share rooms, like three people in one room, four people in one room. Now, that kind of person, trust me, is gonna be free with you because she is used to that, that kind of thing, like being a bit poor right there. She can do whatever she does without fear or that. Different from this other person that had too much privacy as she was growing up. The kind of environment that had too much privacy. He used to have one room by himself. She used to have one room for by herself and all that. All that she's done is live by herself, do her stuff by herself with a kind of privacy. Now, don't just go on blaming these people why they behave the way they behave. Simply try to talk to them. Actually, try to introduce them to that kind of life that you want, whereby she'll be free with you, you'll be free with her. Try to introduce each other to that kind of system or style, slowly by slowly. For example, you were watching a movie together and she wanna fart, but she can't, and you notice that she is uncomfortable. Tell her, babe, just let it out. Don't worry about me. I'm cool. But don't worry, just let it out. Ugh. After all, who doesn't know that? Just let it out. Then she will try for the first time, second time, then she'll get used to doing that. There are so many things you can get used to doing in your presence, and there are so many things you can teach yourself, train yourself, doing in her presence. With that, many times we do judge each other, like, oh, she claims to love me but she can't do this, she claims to love me but she cannot do that, he claims to love me but he's not free with me. No, like I've said, do not ever blame your partner for that. Simply get to understand it in your mind that it is all about the environment in which they were raised. Maybe it was too much privacy or not. If someone is too much free to their partners, it means the environment that they were brought in was an open environment. If someone is really, 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 really not free to their partner, it means that the kind of environment in which they were brought up was the kind that had too much privacy. And therefore, it is your responsibility as the other partner to help this other partner, cope slowly by slowly. And trust me, eventually this partner is going to get used to being free with you, to doing stuff in your presence, stuff she never used to do, stuff she never used to think that she could do in your presence. If we all decide to be there for each other and don't blame each other, but instead train or teach ourselves to do what we need, what we feel should be done in each other's presence, then it has to start with us. Let us train each other, and I think that fear will be eradicated. That fear of doing stuff in our presence, each other's presence, will be eradicated, and eventually she'll be free with you, free to you, he'll be free with you, and free to you. So, if you got somebody out there that has ever behaved like that or that still behaves like that, it is your turn now to start training that person. Do not shout at them, do not hate them, do not put too much pressure on them, but rather start, training them, get them to cope with that slowly by slowly, and trust me, eventually they will get used to you and things will be fine. And this happens to everyone, even married couples, they still go through this. But like I've said, it all depends on the kind of environment in which that kind of person that is not free to another was brought up. So if we understand each other, sit down, train each other, get to make the other person cope with how things should be done, eventually That person will be free to you, you'll be free to her, and all will be smooth. Yeah, thank you. That's it for now. More is coming. Thank you.